Welcome to another video on my Raspberry Pi running Raspberry Linux and using a breadboard with some electronics, and those electronics are an analog to digital converter right here. Two buttons, two light dependent resistors, LDRs, and an NTC right here on the second channel, which I added last time. Now last time I had some problem reading the data. It did work and then it didn't, then it did work and then it didn't. And the point is now that I want to go one step further and see whatever it gives. By the way, the difference between this LDR and this LDR is obvious. This is an ordinary available LDR, and this one is from fischertechnik. Safe and sound, just the same way wired, but it's a bit robust. Previously I had a problem with some terms on the SPI. It works, but when it comes to measuring on the oscilloscope, there is a slight problem. I had a slight problem because as you can see here, the type of measurement is SPI, serial peripheral interface, which is applicable to this converter, but channel 1 says SCL, serial clock. Then what is SDA? What is CS? Well, SDA, as it turns out, is data. But how to connect? CS, okay, clock signal, perhaps, but how to connect? So back here, data is probably either the out or the in, and I say alright, let's choose the out. So what is CS? Well, CS with a bar stands for inverted. So CS is on pin 10, the out SDA is on pin 12, and clock is on pin 13. Going back, yellow banded probe is for clock. Then the blue one here on top, there are two probes here, is for the data, and the third one is for the inverted CS signal. So the point is, if this is CS, what does it do? Anyway, previously I also had the problem that Raspberry Pi suddenly started to reboot. Last time it didn't. The episode before that it did a few times, so let's hope it doesn't do that now. And for now, oh, by the way, if you look at this code, I have still software pulse modulation on the LEDs, so this one and this one. So let's see, everything is still in working order. And this is for the introduction and for some changes. So yeah, this is the start command for this program. So let's see how it goes. Unfortunately, this doesn't show anything. Once again, the only thing that apparently does work is the pulse modulation. You'll see a blink here and here, but once again, reading from the converter is nothing. Oh yeah, it shows something. It showed the high here, 893. I'm covering one up. Does that affect any reading? What if I now cover it up and press the switch? It says 4. $11. So now I have to keep an eye on the oscilloscope to see whatever happens. And that goes flashing by. I desperately, no, not desperately, but I have to change the time scale, because now it is very fast coming by. It is now at 5 milliseconds. And the data is really fast going. So yes, I need to change the time scale. (20 microseconds). Let's see what happens. Do I see something happen? Or not? And what if I take the other LDR? Press this button. Covering up. Can I notice something? It's 5 volts, so per unit, so I should see something. But the question is, when do I see something in the terminal passing by that is other than 0? That is my main concern right now. And it doesn't look like it. So covering up. Oops, careful. I have to be really careful. very thin wires. But as you can see, as long as the values are not very high, in other words 0, nothing happens. And I'm not even watching the NTC value. So this is either an oops or an oh shit, and I need to find out which one. Right now the situation is that I occasionally get a value out of primarily or only the LDR reading. Now when I look at the code, there is an NTC value which is being assigned the output of read ADC, and just prior to that LDR. So what happens, it could be that it is just too fast and that I need, so to say, to shut this up and shut this up, and then it is best to do this in a block. So I say okay, command out. Let's see what happens if I only do the LDR. Does that change anything? Then I push a button for the fischertechnik sensor and nothing happens yet. The only thing that is still going on is the pulse modulation on the LEDs. So let's go one step with the small LDR, and according to this schematics, the LDR has to be connected to the mass in order to work. So here you see connecting to this one and this connecting to the mass. So in order to get it working, I need the buttons which connect everything to the mass. I press the button of the small LDR and then I should get a reading. The only thing is I don't. So next thing is, what if I shut up the LDR and I do something with the NTC only? So this I comment out, then this I comment in, I save, and now I only read the NTC value. What does it do? Absolutely nothing at all. And yes, this is rather remarkable. and everything did work, although let me change this one again. This 10 gave a problem previously. If it does again, I know it has to be 01, but let's check this. Yes, it needs to be 01. And there we go. Holding it. And nothing happens that I see. Let me change the value of well, not the clock, because I need to see the clock as well, and that is what bothers me too. I need to see clock pulses, but even those I don't see. So now I change. I can't change further. I'm only looking for the 0 clock pulses now. Do I see them coming? Alright, let me stick to 2 milliseconds, and then change the value to each block size is now 1 volt. So if it is, and now it's 500 millivolts, half volt. Do I actually see something? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what this is. So if I go to the blue channel, and I change this to 1 volt, and then I go to the third channel and I change that as well. And I think I'm looking at noise, primarily noise, but who knows. So let's do something again, looking at the NTC now. But I still don't see regular pulses here, clock pulses. I don't see them. Am I measuring correctly? That is a very good question. Okay, I've been trying to change several things, checking the circuit, but it works because sometimes I get value, mostly I don't right now. What I have done now is bypassing those two switches, which means that they are permanently on the mass. So be careful. Now they are directly connected to mass, both of them, and they should give values at any time, and right now they do not. So that is in itself already strange. If I disconnect one of them, then either value would go. So I am going to disconnect this one, and it doesn't really matter which side it is. So disconnecting this one from the mass, and now you see something happen. When I put this one back, what happens? Nothing. I pull this one out again, and something did momentarily happen, no doubt about it. And in that case the 1 volt is too high, so for the blue line I change it to a setting of, let's say, 2 volts. Another thing I noticed was for channel 3, when I diminish it, I get a very different signal. But as yet I am not quite sure that should be done. Anyway, back to 2. Let's see if there's any result again. I just plug it in, plug it out. I can also do this, but once again now it is disconnected and I should see something, but I do not again see something. So I have no clue what's going on, how and why. Now let me reconnect this one and disconnect this one. So now I only have the fischertechnik LDR in it. Does it do anything? I get no value once again. And I don't need to press any button, because it's straight to mass, straight to ground. And I would expect something to happen. So putting this one back into action, and as yet again there's no response on the blue line. There is no clock signal here, there's no signal here, and nothing here. And I suspect that this line, yeah, the blue line is the data, so I should see something here when something is here. And I still find it very strange that it mostly doesn't do anything, because in early episodes it clearly definitely worked. So what's up? Another thing I did compared to earlier segments is that I put all the crocodile beaks from the probes to mass, so everything is grounded, noise should not be there. Well, if you turn it high enough up, or if you turn all these values low enough, you see some noise, but it shouldn't be there right now. And the question is, why doesn't it work? Okay, the Raspberry Pi rebooted after I noticed that the running of the program had completely stalled. So let's just try again with the ground buttons bypassed and see whatever happens on the oscilloscope. And see, it says 3 and stops, and I didn't even notice anything on here. So what if I press the button and, well, don't press the button. It just gives one value and that's it. So if I lose this wire and disconnect this one, what happens? Let's restart again. And reconnect. Stop. Reconnect. Because I should see something here. Here too, by the way, if this is indeed a clock, and I haven't seen anything from the clock at all. Although I don't even know if 1 volt is correct. Putting this back to 1 volt. Every channel is 1 volt again. And these are mysteries I don't like. Some mysteries I do like to solve. Well, this one. And once again I notice that the pulse width modulation has stopped. Is this because of the program that I stopped? Yes, alright, that is solved. But I find it quite worrisome. I also, by the way, did a power down of the board, not of the Raspberry Pi but of the electronics. Because it gets power of 3.3 volts straight from the GPIO. What happens if I stop the program, remove the power by removing this wire and put it back? Does boot work while the program is running? Because the program is running solely on the RPI. Powering up again. This one is connected and doesn't do a thing, and this one is connected and doesn't do a thing either. So what causes it that this chip gives just a value once or twice and then it stops? Here, 11. and that's it again. And I did, yes, right, what value was it? So I should enhance the value to 5 volts now. The blue line is up to 5 volts. But I would like to see any value coming on. And I'm going over half an hour of video too. So yes, it sporadically does work. I just want to see a value on the oscilloscope. Nine. There's definitely a 9. But I didn't see anything right here. What I should do is using the acquisition setting, so I can get it back whatever I measure. Get to know your devices you're using. And right now, again, nothing. When you're waiting for it, it doesn't happen. While it should. Alright. Time to end. What did I do? First of all, taking the NTC out of the code, getting all the probes wired correctly, although the settings are not such that I can verify that everything is correctly set. Then getting the probes wired with the crocodile beaks to the ground. Also quite important, bypassing the switches so I get everything straight to 0 as it should right now. Yeah, disappointing results, but that's what you can get by doing experiments. Wanting something, but absolute no results, and sometimes no results are also results. So for now, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Also like the video, follow me on Twitter and like and retweet. Follow me on Instagram and like. Please donate whatever amount you wish, and see for more information on my website. Also on my website, lots of pictures and other videos and projects, and this is going to be continued for sure. Bye bye.